The IRS has an idea of what a deduction should look like for someone who is in your income range. So if, let's say, you're making $50,000 of income, but you're saying you gave $20,000 to charity, for instance, that's going to send off some red flags. And there's a lot more correspondence audits going on now than there were years ago.
What is a correspondence audit?
You might get something in the mail, a nice love letter from the IRS that says,
I've
hey,
received those.
Yeah.
Yes.
They don't knock on your door. That's of course.
Yeah, and they don't phone you.
Exactly.
Will not phone you.
That's it.
No,
That's right.
no. The whole idea that the IRS is showing up to your house, guns blazing, is ridiculous. They're going to send you letters for the first time and say, can you show us proof? Can you give us some evidence that these deductions actually exist or that you didn't actually have the income we think you did?
So given the statistics that Robert just cited, that 1 in 20 millionaires or whatever it is,
Making more than a million,
making more than a million are audited in any given year, does the President of the United States just have really bad luck?
Well, there was a period of time during the Obama administration where he created this group called the High Net Worth Group, High Net Wealth Group, he called it. And they put SWAT teams of auditors on the wealthy.
On the super wealthy.
On the super wealthy and those who had private companies. And the audit rates for a specific category
For them would be higher.
And so there were a period of time, 3 or 4 years, where everyone that I talked to, my sources, were getting audited because they owned their own companies and they were doing things that the government felt they really had to crack down. So they cracked down for a while. It's since then. So he was probably getting audited 2012, 2011.
Again, it goes back to what you're claiming, maybe what business you're in, et cetera, et cetera.
But, I mean, that makes all the sense in the world, right? You ever see a fisherman say, well, I'm going to go fish, but I'm going to go where there are no fish and no one's ever caught? Of course not, right? They're going to go where the biggest dollars are. You can audit 20 returns. You could audit 20,000 returns of small income taxpayers and not come up with anything when you audit the large taxpayer, the person who's making $10 million, $15 million, $100 million a year. And you should expect to be audited. You make one change, all of a sudden you're triggering millions of dollars of additional revenue to the IRS and to the government. So
what's happening overall right now with people as they go through this season and are getting or not getting the refunds they're expecting?
Well, that's the problem, right, is that people are not getting the refunds that they expected this year. Everybody talked about lower taxes and 80% of Americans are going to have a lower tax rate. And all of that can be true. And simultaneously, we can still have refunds that are not as high as people would expect. And that's exactly what we're seeing today, because throughout the year, many people got a little bit back in each check, a little bit back in each check, but they got a little bit back in 24 checks, maybe 26 checks. And now their refunds are not as high. And one thing we always tell people is don't bank on your refund for, critical expenses. Like, I can't pay my mortgage this month because I was counting on my refund. That is bad planning.